Hello wonderful people, it's Wild here. Today I'll be showing you how to create lots of banners to use in your fantasy or medieval worlds. Using banners in your build is a great way to upgrade it. And all of these banners are survival friendly, so you can use them whether you're in creative or in survival. The materials you'll need for each banner will be shown in the chest before we get designing. Keep in mind you can always switch out colours and join my Discord to share some pictures of your banners in your world. Let's create a magic wand banner. You'll need your banner base, a white die, a yellow die, and then 4 die that match your banner base colour. We'll start by creating the stick of our magic wand. Now for the top, we'll use a circle and then a purple chevron to finish it off. This stag banner looks really quite magical. You'll need 2 banner patterns here, a skull charge and a flower charge. We'll start by creating the lime flower base. Then we'll put in a black skull. Now we're working on the stag itself. And you can stop here or do like I do and add a gradient for an extra bit of detail. And by simply switching out the colour of the gradient, you can get very different looks. You could also try switching out the background colours for even more variation. This mushroom really does look like it's from a fairy tale. The colour of your banner will be the mushroom top colour. Then you'll need 4 die for the background, 2 white die, and then the globe banner pattern. You can also use a thing banner pattern here. We'll start by creating the banner pattern in white. Then we'll go in with some pink. We'll create the stem of our mushroom next. And then we'll use the rest of the pink to finish off the shape. And there we have our mushroom. Some variations on this banner include changing out the background colour for some other mushrooms like this purple one, or if you switch to using blue and then green for the final step in this banner, you can make it look like it's planted on grass. Here we have some beautiful fairy wings with lots of colour. We've got a collection of die here, and you'll also need a flower charge banner pattern. There are endless colour combinations you can use for these fairy wings, and you can switch out the colour of the base banner as well. This window would look great in the basement of a dungeon or castle, and it's simple to create. You could use this wooden shutter alongside windows or as paneling at the base of a build. We're using layers of black and brown dye to create the design here. You can see that by layering the patterns, we get a slight shadow. We'll use a globe pattern to create the moss design on this castle. These hearts are a very simple but pretty decoration. You can leave it without the gradient, but I think it really adds to the look. And of course, you can do any combination of colours here. Here is our first option for a crest for your kingdom. I'm using purple and yellow for mine, but you could use any colours you like. If you make any variations on any of these banners, be sure to join my Discord and share what your design looks like. We're starting by adding in our flower design, followed by a diamond in our base colour. Let's add some more details and finish it off. This design could either be a fairy or a dragon depending on what colours. I think in this pattern it really looks like a fairy. You'll also need a flower charge banner pattern here. You can see that by switching out the colours you can get some very different looks. Here with the dark green and the blue background it really looks like a dragon, and this one kind of looks like a phoenix. This crest design has a really magical look. I think the combination of cyan, yellow, purple, orange and white adds to this magical feeling. You'll also need a globe banner pattern for this design. You could use this mountain dragon design to create a tapestry in a castle. And you'll need the thing banner pattern for this design to create the body of the dragon. This magic mirror design uses layering to create depth. You can see when I layer the purple dye over the top of the orange, there is a little bit of the orange showing underneath. And that's the same when we add in the yellow with the brown on top for the frame. This window design looks great on a castle wall. You can see that it blends in with the bricks behind it and is a great way to add in a window where you don't have access to the outside. I'm using a blue gradient to create the look of the sky here. You could switch out the colours for the background frame of the window to match your wall. Here's another window option to use in your builds. For this I'm using a light blue banner and a white gradient for the sky. You could try substituting the white here for yellow to create a sunset. And the black is going to make the outline of the window frame stand out. Here's another crest design you can use in your build. It almost looks like a tapestry or shield hanging on the wall. And of course, you can use whatever colours you want to use for your kingdom. Another very simple crest design, just using 3 dye. This star looks really magical and you could use it in a wizard's base. You'll need a flower charge banner pattern for this design. And to give it a classic shape, we'll add a point at the bottom. This crest design looks very regal. You'll need a flower banner pattern. Another great crest option, again using the flower banner pattern. I'm going to start by creating the flower itself and then go in with some red. This will separate the cross from the flower. This crest option has a really natural looking design and is simple to create. You will need a flower charge banner pattern. This medieval shield looks great hanging on the wall of a castle. We're using yellow for the gold detailing. You could use this wizard's hat perhaps as a logo for an alchemist's workshop. If you'd like a tutorial for an alchemist workshop, check out the description below. Using a circle to create the buckle, and then blue to cover up everything we don't want to be seen. One of the awesome things about banners is that you can put them on shields, so let's have a look at how some of these designs looks on shields. You can see here the stag looks awesome, and so does this castle. I love the look of this magical purple crest, and I am ready to fight a dragon with this design. This has a really bold effect, and you can see that this medieval shield really upgrades the basic shield design. Again, this looks very magical. You can still make out the fairy and dragon design with this one, and here we've got a shield fit for a wizard. For these next few shields, I've made some slight adjustments to my banners to make them translate better. So you can see that this mushroom still looks great, but by switching out the base colour of my banner to white and using a red globe for the mushroom, you can really see the mushroom spots. This shield design looks really cool, but by leaving off the grey border, you get more of a design. As with this one, it looks fantastic, but if I leave off the brown, you get more of the crest showing. So now you have a range of designs to implement into your world. Be sure to leave a comment with your favourite one. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd really appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing, and check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me further and get some other awesome benefits. I'll see you in another video.